Hello. Thank you. Uh, just another quick update here. I've been planning to do a newsletter for the autumn. I haven't had a chance to get to it. It usually takes me, I don't know, 2 to 4 days to kind of get it figured out and finalized. And so I thought maybe I'll just kind of record what I can, and maybe I'll type up, include in the newsletter that the main idea is to do it as a video. So, I'll have a link in the newsletter, which you've probably clicked, and that's how you're finding this. And I'll probably just include like the links and stuff that'll come with it. But anyway, I'll give you a little health update. I went for another MRI, and another CAT scan, and they found that it had seems also to be in the liver. Don't know if it's first in the liver and then the colon. First in the colon, doesn't probably matter. But anyway, that means we have to pivot and include a liver surgeon, an oncological liver surgeon, I guess, as well as a medical oncologist. So I got one appointment. It's in a few weeks from now, and the other doctor or doctor group or whatever, I'm waiting on the medical one, not the surgical one. I haven't heard from them yet, and that's the one that my colon surgeon wants me to see first. So hopefully, I would expect they'll get to me soon, and we'll make an appointment in the next, week or two. And I guess I would start some kind of non-surgical oncological treatment, which I don't know if that's chemo or radiation or how that looks. I don't know. But at some point, they definitely have to do surgery. It's a question of can they do both at once, or which one has to be done first. And I expect maybe that means in the meanwhile, I do radiation or something. I'm not really sure. But I just basically don't know. So we're going to go. Anyway, 1 million people have reached out to, offer support and encouragement and checking in. And so that's all been great. I probably still need money help more than anything, or, like a delivery of soup. I have to have soft food. So if you're coming by and you can just drop some soup in the studio, send me a message. Somebody come out and get it. That would be nice, like an easy way to help. Or if you can just come by and help around the farm. If you have the skills to fix a few fences or do simple electrical work, like changing an outlet or light bulbs or just landscaping stuff, that would be helpful. I need my gutters cleaned. It's a simple one, but I'm not going to be doing it now. Anyway, quick workshop request. It looks like I won't have surgery right away because I don't even see the doctor for a few weeks. So if you want me to do a workshop, maybe we can put something together really quick, maybe online, maybe for an hour, maybe for a half day, maybe for a whole day. Maybe I can drive to you and we can do it. But think fast, plan fast, and act soon, because who knows if I'll ever be able to do them again, or it'll be a long delay, or I can't do them as well. Anyway, if I can do a workshop, then I can work to earn some money rather than start begging for it. So, while I have... I don't know if I have my health, but I have the ability to move and teach so far. And I don't know if this could all change. My colon surgeon said, hey, if this all changes suddenly and you start developing a lot of pain and, inability to have your intestines function normally, then you go to the emergency room, I guess, and, we do surgery right away. So I don't know what the odds are of that, but it puts me in mind like, hey, any day I could just be heading off. So, anyway, thank you. A bunch of people just donated and just, sent me $200 or $50 or $5 or whatever, just without being asked. And, that goes a long way to help me pay the bills. So I'm very grateful. A bunch of people reached out to buy poetry. So for me, that's kind of like my children. I really feel like if I'm leaving this plane of existence, knowing that those found happy homes is like really important to me. I don't want to orphan those teachings on the wall. Still have a few more to sell, like 3 or something left of the small ones, and I have a couple of the larger ones, and they're all one of a kind. So if you're interested, know somebody that's interested, that's a good way to get money to me and get a teaching art to you. I'm just looking through my notes here. So I wrote, my time, energy, attention, and resources will be severely limited. As such, I will be prioritizing students who have been current with me. If you decide that now is the time that you are going to make the time to study with me, you may find that I am unavailable or far less available. I've had a few people reach out like, oh, I've always meant to and I want to. And I was like, I don't know if I have the energy, time, resources to find a place for you. I'll try, but I expect it'll be harder than ever, if not impossible. I'll include a link to my What I've Learned. I'm so grateful. Speaking of orphaning things, I really wanted to get those, what I think of as my last teachings of this life, out, and a bunch of people came in and sat and listened to me cry and recite for an hour. I've posted that. I'll include a link in this video. Garrett started an Indiegogo. I'm not super sure how that all works, but apparently that's like an easy way for people to contribute, but these days probably a lot of you have my Venmo and PayPal, and that's probably quicker and just as easy. I don't know what the tax implications are comparatively. I don't really know. Some people have just dropped off cash, which of course works great. So I'll include a link to that. I'm probably $15,000 down already, and after COVID I have just about no margin, so that being down is like really onto credit cards, which will only work for me for so long. Somebody's coming by to fix a leak in the horse barn, which is fantastic. I mentioned the gutters. It'd be great to paint the outside of the studio before the weather turns. You guys can even pick the color. Shouldn't take too long. Most of it's clapboard. But, I have a piece of clapboard that needs fixing on the back of the house, which would be pretty quick if you knew how to do it. I don't know how. You could donate the paint if you can't do the painting. I want to paint the inside of the studio because all the art has come down, which means it's pretty much a mess. But again, if you guys want to pick a color and do it, that can obviously be done into the winter. We can keep the heat on for a while, but the outside, which couldn't take more than 2 hours, probably has to be done before it gets below, 40, 45. You have to read the paint. If I have to move, which I would expect will happen as the costs rise and I'm bankrupt or whatever happens, I'll probably have to sell the farm, and that means I need stuff like replacing a bathtub or maybe even gutting a bathroom and just putting anything in so it's new and not leaky. Maybe you're handy and can help. Maybe you're rich and you can fund it. I don't know. There's other big projects like that, but among them is just getting my art sold, and a lot of people have come through on that front, and I'm super grateful about that, so thank you. Tomorrow, this weekend, Saturday, I think it's the 8th, I'm teaching an actual workshop because they're not sending me to surgery, and that is going to be in Ipswich, Mass, and it's called the 4 Dragons of Aikido. It's just a brief workshop. I want to say an hour and a half, maybe it's 2 hours. I don't quite remember, but it's brief. It's in the afternoon. It's Saturday. That'd be a great way to support me. Just come up. I don't know how much money I make from that. Probably not a lot. It's kind of doing it for a colleague of mine and his group, but it'd be really nice to just see some faces and physically be teaching and working out and kind of feeling a little bit of that support, which isn't financial. It's just getting a chance to do that thing I love. So it's called the 4 Dragons of Aikido. I'll include a link to it. I was supposed to do a public practice in October at Parmalee Farm for some kind of community engagement. I don't know if I've heard from them, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. It's also doing a short teaching somewhere in Middletown, I think, next weekend, but I don't know if that's public, but you can reach out. It's like a seated Tai Chi thing. I'm supposed to do a class at Westbrook Outlet, but they haven't gotten back to me. So, again, I'm just looking through my notes that I was gonna finish writing up to make some sense of. 11/12, that's November 12th in Keene, New Hampshire, is free training day. It'll be my second time going. It's an all-day event, 8:30 to 5. That's in Keene, New Hampshire, free training day. It's just a day in which I'm going to say every hour there's 4 different teachers, maybe 5, something like that, teaching for their session. And you can just go through and say, I want to do this one at that hour, do that one, then do this one, and then do that one, and then that one. And it's just free. There's like no hidden, no strings attached. Just show up and train. And if you want to buy a t-shirt to support them for, I don't know, $25 or something, that probably helps. But and then I don't know if people go out to dinner or what happens after. But come on up there, and if there's no surgery or anything like that, I'm certainly planning to be there, but it'll be up in the air. I reached out to East Haddam Park and Rec. There's a possibility I do a class there, but again, haven't heard from them. Deep River in the spring of 23. Looking ahead, they invited me back to do my early morning Tai Chi, which I think was like Wednesday morning at 7, something like that, for an hour-long class. I was going to write up a new self-defense class that I was starting, but I don't know what I'm going to do that. My poetry is still hanging in Cromwell at the Intuition Art Gallery, so stop by there. Saturdays they do push hands there, so it'd be a great idea to pop in, do some free push hands, visit the art, maybe buy the art, tell a friend. Still have some art up in Meriden at Time and Tide. That's Colin's studio. It's a wonderful place to visit with wonderful people. Still some hanging up in the studio, which I don't lock, so you can pop in and take a look. And we had one piece up in Andy's Cookies here in Killingworth, but that sold. So I'm assuming that once I finish this sales sequence of bits that people have asked for, I'll find one to replace it. So I would expect there will be one up there again. But if I sell them all out, I won't have one to put up, and I'll just thank her for hosting us. So that's it for that. Love. Do I have any final teachings? I don't know. I suppose every teaching is a final teaching. We'll just see how it goes. But definitely thank you for your support. And love, continue to be loved.